If you've been training hard, but you still haven't seen the results that you want yet, chances are you're making at least one of these free muscle building mistakes, which so many people are making, and I used to make myself. I'm 17 years old right now, and back 3 years ago, when I first started my fitness journey, I was making all three of these mistakes, which were costing me my progress in the gym, and I could have seen better results if I just hadn't made all three of these mistakes. And that is why I'm making this video today, in order for you not to make the same mistakes which I made and so many people are making, which are costing you your gains in the gym. And if you go ahead and listen to this video fully with your full attention, you will go ahead and be prevented from making all of these mistakes in this video, and you will learn something and you will carry on making progress in fitness. Now, the first mistake is not eating in a calorie surplus. And please do not make this mistake of thinking that, oh, if I just get in some bit of protein, if I just go ahead and eat healthy, then I'll just magically go ahead and build muscle. But no, that's not how it works. And if you're a skinny guy like I was, or you're skinny fat, or your main goal is to go ahead and just build muscle, then you should be eating in a calorie surplus. And that basically being eating 200 to 300 calories above your maintenance level. And yes, if you're trying to go ahead and lose weight or you're above 20% body fat and you're overweight, then yes, you should not be eating in a calorie surplus. You should be going ahead and doing a body recomposition, or you should be being in a calorie deficit and actually going ahead and losing weight and eating less calories than you burn. But if you're a skinny guy or you're skinny fat, then you should be eating in a calorie surplus. And do not be afraid of being in a calorie surplus and actually doing a lean bulk. And yes, you will go ahead and gain some bit of body fat, but that is the best way of actually going ahead and building muscle is by being in a lean bulk, right? Because your body actually needs more calories in order to go ahead and build new muscle tissue. Because building new muscle for your body is actually a bit of a tough process. So you should be getting in enough protein in order to go ahead and build muscle, and you should be getting in enough carbohydrates in order to go ahead and fuel your workouts and to fuel your glycogen stores after your workouts. And you shouldn't be going ahead and being in a crazy big calorie surplus, because you will go ahead and build more fat than muscle. All it takes is just a lean bulk of 200 to 300 calories surplus in order to go ahead and build the most muscle that you can. Now, the second mistake is rushing your reps, because I see so many people in the gym, and I used to do the same thing of just neglecting your time under tension. I was not trying to go ahead and burn the muscle as much as I can. I was just trying to go ahead and rush my reps and my sets, as a lot of people do. Because some people, they just come to the gym or they start working out and they just want to go ahead and finish their exercises or their workouts as quick as they can. But if your goal is to go ahead and build the most muscle, that's not how you should be training. You should be training to go ahead and burn the muscle as much as you can. And let's say that you're doing a dumbbell curl, right? And as you're lifting the weight, that's not the only part of the lift which actually goes ahead and builds the most muscle. The negative or the eccentric part of the lift, where you're lowering down the weight, also actually builds muscle. And if anything, it might even build more muscle than the part of the lift where you actually go ahead and lift up the weight, right? Because the negative part of the lift also builds muscle. And whenever you're trying to go ahead and build muscle, please do not be ego lifting. And lift weight which is heavy enough for you to go ahead and progressively overload, but you should also be picking a weight which you can actually go ahead and control and do good form with. You don't have to go ahead and just yank the weight or ego lift in any sort of way. No. Pick a weight which is hard enough for you and it will actually go ahead and be tough for you, but you should be still going ahead and controlling the weight even on the way down. And that is the best way to go ahead and focus on time under tension when you're trying to build muscle. Now, the third and final mistake, which so many people are making, is not focusing on their recovery. And I don't care how hard you train in the gym and how many push ups you can do or how much weight you can lift, but if you're not recovering properly, then that's pretty much all a waste. And if anything, recovery is actually more important than your training, because all training is, it just stimulates muscle growth and it stimulates your body to go ahead and build new muscle tissue and to get stronger, right? But all of the muscle building, it actually goes ahead and happens after your workout. And that is why recovery is as important as it is. So if your sleep is garbage, if your diet is just bad, and you're dehydrated, you're stressed out all the time, then your muscle building will not be as good as you might think. So the best way to go ahead and focus on recovery is by getting enough sleep of at least 7 hours to 9 hours of deep sleep every single night. And a little tip with sleep is just to simply go ahead and go to bed and wake up at the same time every single day. And that will go ahead and set your circadian rhythm. And actually, once you start going to bed at the same time every single day, you will start actually feeling sleepy even before your bedtime. And it will be so much easier for you to go ahead and fall asleep. And the same thing is once you go ahead and wake up. If you keep waking up at the same time every single day, it will actually go ahead and get easier. Another thing is by focusing on your diet. Get enough protein, get enough vitamins and minerals, and just be eating a healthy, clean diet. Because if you're trying to go ahead and build muscle and go to the gym, you should be focusing on the long term, not just going to the gym for a few months and then I'll get the physique that I want and then I'll just like stop going to the gym. That's not how it works. If you want to keep your physique, if you want to keep your progress, then you will need to be focusing on the long term, and that being eating a clean and healthy diet. Now, another thing is staying hydrated, because little fun fact is that 70% of your muscles are actually water. And if you're dehydrated, not only your muscle gain will suffer, your training will suffer, your whole life will suffer. And most people are actually dehydrated and they don't even know it. So I'd say for most people, you should be getting in at least 2 liters of water, anywhere from 2 to 4 liters of water every single day. Of course, that depends on what is your body weight, what is your height, where you live, all kinds of things. So try to at least get in more water, especially in the morning and during your training sessions and after your training sessions, and you should be good. That's it with the video. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're new to working out and you're new to fitness and you might not have a gym membership or you might not have a gym close by or you don't have any sort of equipment, then make sure to check out the ebook in the description, which I've made for beginners who want to go ahead and train at home without any sort of equipment needed, and you want to go ahead and build muscle and get stronger all by training at home, then check out the ebook in the description, made for beginners who are new to fitness, and you will go ahead and build muscle and get stronger all by training at home. And if you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for new uploads to come.